Your next Social Security payment might look different than you expect. And if you're not prepared, you could be caught off guard when that deposit hits your account. Thousands of retirees are about to see changes they didn't plan for, and some will lose money they were counting on. This isn't about a far-off policy debate. This is about your check, your budget, and decisions you might need to make in the next few weeks. Stay with me through this entire video because one small detail most people overlook could mean the difference between keeping every dollar you're owed and losing hundreds without even knowing why. If you want to protect your benefits and stay ahead of every Social Security update before it affects your money, please subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications. We break down every change in clear, simple terms so you're never surprised by what shows up in your bank account. This channel is built for you, your peace of mind, and your financial security. Subscribe today so you never miss an urgent update like this one. Let me start by saying this. I'm on your side. My job is to make sure you understand exactly what's happening with your Social Security so you can make smart, confident decisions. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of confusing headlines, and a lot of people trying to scare you or sell you something. I'm not here to do either. I'm here to walk you through what's really going on, what it means for your specific situation, and what you can do about it right now. So let's talk about why your next check could change. There are several reasons this might happen, and not all of them are bad. Some changes are automatic and built into the system to help you. Others happen because of decisions you made months ago, or because of income you earned, or because of a mistake somewhere in the system. The key is knowing which one applies to you, so you're not blindsided when you look at your bank balance and see a number you didn't expect. One of the most common reasons your check changes is the annual cost of living adjustment. Every year, Social Security reviews inflation and adjusts benefit amounts to help your money keep up with rising prices. This adjustment usually happens at the start of the year, and it means your monthly payment goes up slightly. The problem is, many people don't realize that even though their Social Security payment increases, their Medicare Part B premium often increases too, and that premium is automatically deducted from your Social Security check before you ever see the money. So you might get a raise on paper, but the actual deposit in your account might barely change, or in some cases, it might even feel like it went down. Here's a real-life example to make this clear. Let's say you were receiving $1,200 a month in Social Security last year. This year, you get a cost of living bump that raises your benefit to $1,240 a month. That sounds like good news, $40 extra. But at the same time, your Medicare Part B premium goes up by $30 a month. Now your actual deposit is only $1,210. You got a raise, but it only put $10 extra in your pocket. If you weren't expecting that, it can feel like something went wrong, but the system is actually working exactly the way it's supposed to. Another big reason your check can change is if you're still working while collecting Social Security. If you haven't reached full retirement age yet and you earn more than a certain amount from a job, Social Security will temporarily withhold some of your benefits. This is called the earnings test, and it catches a lot of people by surprise. The limit changes every year, but the rule is simple. If you earn too much, they take back some of your monthly payment. The good news is, this isn't a permanent loss. When you reach full retirement age, Social Security recalculates your benefit and gives you credit for the months they withheld. But in the short term, it can definitely make your check smaller than you planned for. Let me give you another example with easy numbers. Imagine you're 64 years old and you're collecting Social Security, but you also picked up a part-time job. You earn $18,000 this year from that job, but the earnings limit is $22,000. You're under the limit, so your Social Security check stays the same. But next year you earn $26,000. Now you're $4,000 over the limit. Social Security will withhold $1 in benefits for every $2 you earned over the limit. That means they'll take back $2,000 total, spread out over the year. Your monthly checks will be smaller until they recover that amount. If you didn't know this rule, you'd be confused and worried. But now you understand exactly why it happened. Now, here's one small detail most people miss. And this one can cost you real money if you're not careful. If you move to a different state, especially one with no state income tax, you might think your Social Security check will stay the same. And federally, it will. But depending on where you move, your Medicare costs, your property taxes, and even your overall cost of living might change in ways that make your Social Security stretch differently. Some states don't tax Social Security at all. Others do. That doesn't change your federal benefit amount, but it absolutely changes how much money you keep. Always research the full financial picture before you move, not just the Social Security rules. Are you starting to see how many moving parts can affect your payment and why it's so important to stay informed every single month? Let's talk about something that scares people even more: changes that happen because of mistakes. Sometimes Social Security makes an error. Sometimes you make an error when you're filling out paperwork. Sometimes a computer glitch causes a problem. And when that happens, your check can suddenly be different, and you won't always get a clear explanation right away. If your payment drops or stops without warning, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. You need to contact Social Security immediately, get a clear answer, and if necessary, file an appeal. Most mistakes can be fixed, but only if you act quickly. Here's the thing: Social Security will send you a letter if they make a change to your benefit. That letter is incredibly important. It explains what changed, why it changed, and what you can do if you disagree. But a lot of people don't read those letters carefully. They see official government mail, they get nervous, they skim it, and they miss the details. Please read every letter you get from Social Security. Read it twice. If you don't understand it, ask someone you trust to help you, or call Social Security directly and ask them to explain it in plain terms. That letter is your protection. Let's also talk about Medicare premium changes in more detail, because this is one of the biggest reasons retirees see their Social Security deposit change and don't understand why. Medicare Part B covers doctor visits and outpatient care, and the premium for Part B is based on your income from 2 years ago. If your income was higher 2 years ago, maybe you sold a house, took a big retirement account distribution, or had a one-time bonus, your Medicare premium this year will be higher. And since that premium is taken directly out of your Social Security check, your deposit will be smaller. This is called income-related monthly adjustment amount, and it can be a real shock if you're not expecting it. Here's how that might look. Let's say 2 years ago, you and your spouse sold a rental property and made a $50,000 profit. That pushed your income higher that year. Now, 2 years later, Social Security looks at that income and decides your Medicare premium should be higher. Instead of paying the standard premium, you might be paying $300 or $400 more per month. That money comes right out of your Social Security check. If you didn't connect those dots, you'd wonder why your payment suddenly dropped. But now you know. It's because of income from 2 years ago. The good news is, if your income has gone down since then, you can appeal and ask for a reduction. Life-changing events like retirement, divorce, loss of a spouse, or loss of income can qualify you for relief. You'll need to fill out a form and provide proof, but it's worth doing if you're being charged a higher premium based on old income that no longer reflects your current situation. Now, let me talk about a myth that I hear all the time, and it's costing people peace of mind. The myth is this: once you start collecting Social Security, your payment is locked in forever and will never go down. That is not true. Your payment can go down for the reasons I've already mentioned: Medicare premium increases, earnings test withholding, tax withholding changes, or overpayment recovery. It can also go up: cost of living adjustments, recalculations if you keep working, or corrections if you were underpaid. Your Social Security benefit is not a static number. It's a living, breathing part of your financial life, and it changes based on rules, income, and circumstances. The truth is this: your Social Security payment will almost always change a little bit from year to year, and sometimes from month to month. That's normal. What's not normal is a big, sudden drop with no explanation. If that happens, you need to investigate immediately, because it's either a mistake or a rule you didn't know about, and either way, you deserve answers. Let me tell you about some of the most common mistakes people make that lead to unexpected changes in their Social Security checks. These are things I see over and over again, and every one of them is avoidable if you know what to watch for. Mistake number 1, not updating Social Security when your life changes. If you get married, divorced, widowed, or if your income changes significantly, you need to report it. Social Security doesn't always know about these changes automatically, and if they find out later, they might decide you were overpaid and take money back. Always report major life changes as soon as they happen. Mistake number 2, ignoring letters from Social Security. I already mentioned this, but it's worth repeating. Those letters are not junk mail. They contain critical information about your benefits, and if you ignore them, you could miss a deadline to appeal a decision or correct an error. Open every letter, read it carefully, and keep it in a safe place. Mistake number 3, assuming your deposit will always be the same. If you're not checking your bank account regularly and comparing it to what you expect, you won't notice when something changes. Make it a habit to check your deposit amount every month, especially in January, when cost of living adjustments and Medicare premium changes take effect. Mistake number 4, not understanding the earnings test if you're working. If you're under full retirement age and you're earning money from a job, you need to know the earnings limit and track your income carefully. Going over the limit isn't illegal, but it will reduce your benefits temporarily, and if you're not prepared for that, it can mess up your budget. Mistake number 5, failing to keep copies of your paperwork. Anytime you fill out a form, send a document, or have a phone call with Social Security, write down the date, the name of the person you spoke to, and what was discussed. Keep copies of everything you send. If there's ever a dispute or a mistake, you'll have proof of what you did and when you did it. If this is you, if you just started collecting Social Security and you're not sure what to expect each month, here's what I want you to do. Set up a My Social Security account online if you haven't already. This lets you see your payment history, your benefit amount, and any changes that have been made. You can also download your Social Security statement, which shows your earnings record and helps you spot errors. Check this account at least once every few months so you always know where you stand. If this is you, if you're still working while collecting benefits and you're worried about the earnings test, you need to track your income carefully throughout the year. Know the limit. Know how much you're earning. And if you're getting close to going over, talk to a tax professional or a Social Security representative about your options. You might be able to adjust your work schedule, delay a bonus, or make other choices that keep you under the limit. If this is you, if you just saw your Social Security check drop and you have no idea why, do not wait. Call Social Security right away. Explain what happened, ask for a detailed explanation, and request a letter in writing if you don't get one automatically. If you believe there's been a mistake, you have the right to appeal. Don't let fear or confusion stop you from protecting your money. What should you do today, right now, after watching this video? First, check your bank account and confirm your most recent Social Security deposit matches what you expected. If it doesn't, write down the difference and start investigating. Second, log into your My Social Security account and review your payment history and benefit details. Third, find your most recent Social Security letter and read it again, carefully. Fourth, if you're working, calculate your total earnings for the year so far and compare it to the earnings test limit. Fifth, talk to your spouse or a family member about what you learned in this video so they understand what to watch for too. Sixth, make a note on your calendar to check your Social Security deposit every month, especially in January. And finally, if anything looks wrong or confusing, contact Social Security immediately and don't stop asking questions until you get a clear answer. Let me give you some important warnings about scams, because anytime there's news about Social Security changes, scammers come out of the woodwork. You will never receive a legitimate call from Social Security asking you for your Social Security number, your bank account information, or any kind of payment. If someone calls you claiming to be from Social Security and threatens to suspend your benefits unless you pay a fee or confirm your personal information, hang up immediately. It's a scam. Social Security will never threaten you over the phone. They will never ask for payment in gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency. And they will never ask you to confirm your Social Security number unless you called them first using the official number. If you're ever unsure whether a call or letter is real, hang up, do not click any links, and call Social Security directly using the number on the official Social Security card or website. Do not trust caller ID because scammers can fake it. Do not give out any personal information until you are absolutely certain you're talking to a real government employee. And if you think you've been targeted by a scam, report it immediately to Social Security and to your local police. Here's something else that can cause your check to change: tax withholding. You have the option to have federal income tax withheld from your Social Security check, just like you would from a paycheck. Some people choose to do this so they don't owe a big tax bill at the end of the year. If you set up tax withholding, or if you change the amount being withheld, your net deposit will go up or down. This is a choice you made, but if you made it a while ago and forgot about it, it might feel like a surprise when your payment changes. You can adjust your withholding at any time by filling out a form with Social Security. Another thing to keep in mind, if you're receiving Social Security based on someone else's work record, like a spouse or ex-spouse, and that person passes away or their benefit changes, your benefit could change too. This is especially true for survivor benefits and spousal benefits. The rules here can get complicated, so if you're in this situation and you notice a change, reach out to Social Security and ask for a full explanation of how your benefit is calculated and why it changed. Let's also talk about overpayments, because this is one of the most stressful reasons your check can change. An overpayment happens when Social Security pays you more than you were supposed to receive. This can happen because of a computer error, a paperwork mistake, a miscommunication, or a change in your situation that wasn't reported on time. When Social Security discovers an overpayment, they will send you a letter demanding repayment, and they will start withholding money from your future checks to get it back. This can be devastating if the overpayment is large and you already spent the money. If you receive an overpayment notice, do not ignore it. You have rights. You can appeal if you believe the overpayment is wrong. You can request a waiver if repaying would cause financial hardship. You can negotiate a repayment plan if you can't afford the full amount right away. But you have to act fast, because there are deadlines. If you miss the deadline to appeal, you lose your chance to fight it. Here's the recap. Your Social Security check can change for many reasons: cost of living adjustments, Medicare premium changes, the earnings test, tax withholding, overpayments, mistakes, or life changes. Most of these changes are normal and predictable once you understand the rules. Some changes are good, like getting a cost of living raise. Some are frustrating, like seeing that raise eaten up by higher Medicare costs. And some are serious problems that need immediate attention, like a sudden drop caused by an error or an overpayment claim. The key is staying informed, checking your payment every month, reading every letter, keeping good records, and contacting Social Security the moment something doesn't look right. Your Social Security is not something you can set and forget. It requires attention, especially in the first few years after you start collecting. But once you understand how it works, it gets easier. You'll know what to expect, you'll know what to watch for, and you'll know what to do if something goes wrong. And that knowledge gives you control, confidence, and peace of mind. Here's my final thought. Your Social Security benefit is money you earned. You worked for it, you paid into the system, and you deserve every dollar you're owed. Don't let confusion, fear, or misinformation stop you from protecting what's yours. Stay informed, ask questions, and never be afraid to stand up for yourself if something doesn't seem right. You have more power than you think, and this channel is here to help you use it. Are you ready to take control of your Social Security and make sure you're getting every dollar you've earned?